What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. First and foremost, a happy 4th of July to everybody. You guys will be seeing this on the 5th. Happy Independence Day to all that celebrate. But we're here with another free agency rebuild, and of course, we got to talk about the Atlanta Hawks. They're one of the biggest winners of the offseason so far, and not only were they able to accomplish many things on draft night, they also hit on a couple good free agents. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk about the Atlanta Hawks and do a rebuild on them after some of the moves they've made this offseason. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs. If you want to help us reach that goal, that would be absolutely amazing. As I said, I am recording this on the 4th of July at the moment, very early in the morning, so would not remotely surprise me if we had some fireworks today as far as free agents or maybe a trade or something. It feels like we've had some big moves happen on 4th of July in the past. I think that's the day that Durant announced himself to the Warriors years ago on July 4th, which was pretty wild. But of course, we just did a Hawks rebuild not that long ago after draft night, but they've since made two new moves, which I felt deserved a video. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is an amazing addition to pair next to what they already have going on. And you add Luke Kennard, who's a really good shooter to this team as well. And of course, we all are aware they have that juicy pick next year. So this team is in such a good position. Atlanta was a team that, even including myself, that I was like kind of down on. And I thought, Trae Young, this is his time. It's time, to let him go somewhere else. But no, I feel really good about this team going into a wide open East next year. Could they win the whole thing? Maybe. I wouldn't rule it out, but it's not going to be my prediction, I would say. But it's definitely a possibility if things click on all cylinders like they should. There's going to be a really good defense, or it should be anyway, around Trae Young, which is super exciting. I feel like this is the best roster that Trae Young has ever had. So let's just go straight to player progression and get this started. So Trae Young is down 2 overall, which sucks to see. But then here's the rest of what we have going on. But yeah, they've added Porzingis, Asa Noel, and then you got Luke Kennard, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and that juicy pick. Like, that's a lot of great additions for Atlanta this offseason. And I wouldn't be, if I was Trae Young, I'd be super happy what the Hawks did this offseason to build around me. Probably the best thing they've done in quite some time. I really thought there was a possibility going into this offseason when Trae Young and the Hawks were eliminated back in the play-in tournament, that, maybe this was it for Trae Young in Atlanta. And I went ahead and bought the Trae Young Hawks shirt knowing that. But I'm glad that it didn't end that way, because this shirt still has some shelf life. But here is your rotation right now if we go look at it. So this is what we got going on. So Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Shea, Porzingis, Okongwu, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Craigie, Luke Kennard, and then Gay. And then you got like Elfrid Payton for some reason getting minutes. But obviously Jalen Johnson, Kobe Buffkin being hurt right now is why that is the case. So we're going to go ahead and simulate year 1 with this new roster around Trae Young. We're going to see how it goes once Jalen Johnson and Kobe Buffkin are healthy. Our rotation should get even better, which is exciting. And obviously, we're going to be, paying close attention to how the Pelicans and the Bucks do, because we could land ourselves a really good pick. But let's go ahead, simulate year 1, focus on ourselves right now, and then we'll worry about that in the offseason. So at the end of year 1, Jokic wins MVP. Flag is your rookie of the year. Collier is your 6th man. Giannis is your depoy. Kita is your most improved. And Edwards is your clutch player. Kids, your coach of the year. And Hobson is your executive. So here's your All-NBA first team. You got Jokic, Doncic, Shea, Steph, and Giannis. Trae does make an All-NBA second team, which is great to see. So I actually didn't even mess with shots indices this year. So I left things kind of the way they were. So I'm definitely curious to see who was like the second scorer on this team and how much they did average. But Asa Newell didn't really get minutes for us his rookie season, unfortunately, but should be cracking the rotation here pretty soon. So we did get the first seed in the East, which is super exciting. So here were your player stats. So Porzingis with 24 points per game and 18 from Ricochet. So definitely got a clear, second score next to Trae Young. If Porzingis is giving you 24, 7 on 50, 40, 80, I think you feel really good if you're a Hawks fan. So that's exciting. Obviously, Jalen Johnson came back and averaged 13 points per game. Usually I boost Jalen Johnson's shot tendency, which maybe I still should, but I decided to just leave it the way it is, coming off an injury. Nickeil Alexander with 8, and then Luke Kennard with 5, and then 4 from Gay, and then 4 from Craigie. So we are going to go ahead and shrink this down to a 9-man rotation going into the postseason. So we have, I guess, Luke Kennard getting minutes, and that lives, Kobe Buffkin out of the rotation, which sucks, but it is what it is. So we get to play the Chicago Bulls in round 1, which they have Josh Giddey right now in real life as an impending restricted free agent. I imagine he will end up being back. Will the Bulls bring in Jonathan Kuminga for like a Vucevic sign-and trade? Maybe. All the restricted free agents are still like kind of out there right now. So they go up 1-0. We even it up. If we lost to Chicago in round 1, I'd feel pretty disappointed, I would say. Can we go up 3-2? Yes. Beat them in 6, please. No, we're going to a game 7 with the Bulls. So, yeah, like I said, If this results in us losing in the first round of Chicago as the first seed, I'd be pretty disappointed by the result. And it may, oh my gosh, this is way too close for comfort, but we do win. 27-13 from Trey, 24-12 from Jalen Johnson. Big game from Jalen Johnson. But now we get to play one of the toughest competitors in the East. We just struggled against Chicago, so definitely got a work cut out for us here. So let's see how this is about to go. Game 1 is going to go to Cleveland, and they're going to take both games in Atlanta. So that's not a great sign, obviously. Let's put Porzingis back in. Can we take one in Cleveland? Yes. Can we take the other one? Yes. Okay, so it's just like that. It's tied back up. So we're right in position to win the series again. Going down 2-0 at home was not ideal, but at least we've evened it up. Can we go up 3-2, win one at home? It's a close game. It's going overtime, and we will barely win it. And we're up 3-2. So far, so good, but can we win game 6 on the road? We were able to win 2 road games. Why not a third one to end this series? But we're going back home to Atlanta, it looks like, for game 7. Almost came back there, but game 7 is indeed happening. So they want to start Okongwu. I mean, I think we got to keep playing Porzingis, honestly. Porzingis seems like he's been really good for us. So I'm going to 8-man rotation, by the way, for this game 7. So let's see if we have what it takes to win at home, to get to the conference finals in year number 1. 8-man rotation, close first quarter. Second quarter goes to us, which is a great sign. But third quarter, they're still right there with us. But I think we've won this. So we do. 125-138. So that's 2 game 7s won. Now we get to play the Knicks, which Trae Young gets to, renew his rivalry with the New York Knicks. So that's like a ton of fun. That'll be a very fun conference finals. We got Dallas and Minnesota on the other side. All right. Brunson, McHale, OG, Josh Hart, and Cat. So kind of the same Knicks we're all aware of. The only thing they've done is sign Yabusele and Jordan Clarkson this offseason. But all right, here goes nothing. Game 1 is going to go to us. Good start. Game 2 is going to go to us. We win both games at home, and they're going to win both games at home, aren't they? Yep, so it's a 2-2 series. So we might be looking at another game 7, man. So the home team's won every single time. Can we keep that up? Let's see. So we have the first quarter go to us, and it's a very close game. Man, these have been some very close playoff games we've been in, but we will win, and we're going to take a 3-2 lead into Madison Square Garden. Can we take them out at home? Can Trae Young silence the Madison Square Garden Knicks fans for a second time? Let's see if he can do it. It's a close one, and we will hang on and get to the NBA Finals in year number 1. Now, the unfortunate part for us is we're probably about to play the Mavericks, and as we're all aware, the Mavericks are super OP in year 1, and guess where we're at? We're in year number 1. So we got Dallas, who has Kyrie and Exum starting. Okay, so, well, Kyrie makes sense, but Exum starting. Flag, AD, Lively, Gafford, Marshall, PJ Washington, D'Angelo Russell, and Caleb Martin as your rotation over in Dallas. Do we just keep this 8-man rotation? We went back to 9. I guess I'll shrink bench utilization down maybe just a little bit, and we'll see how this is about to go. So, Dallas and Porzingis. I mean, obviously, Porzingis gets to play his former team. We start in Dallas. Can we win game 1? I mean, it's been basically a lead for them most of the game unless we decide to come back here late, which we will not. So we're down 1-0 and we're down 2-0. So we're going to have to try to win both games in Atlanta to get back in this series. We take a lead here in the second. Can we hang on to it, though? It looks like we might. We will. So we're not dead yet. It's going to be a 2-1 series. So we're still very much alive. We just have to win game 4 to tie the series. So can the home team win every single time? Oh boy, first quarter was not good, and second quarter is not good either. We need a big third quarter here, and I don't think it's going to happen. So we're going to be down 3-1 to this Mavericks team in the finals, which is really disappointing that we got this close. We might be obviously losing here. So yeah, we're going to lose to the Mavericks in 5, which I'm not surprised by. We're all aware the Mavericks are super OP in the 2K sim. So what can you do? The Mavericks beat us in 5. We got to the finals. We took down the East. It was a very, very competitive East. And then one thing I didn't even look at. How did the Pelicans and the Bucks do? So in the Eastern Conference, the Bucks were 29-53. So that already spells a really good pick for us. And then in the West, New Orleans was 39-43. So we should be getting ourselves a really good lottery pick. The last Hawks rebuild we did, we got the 4th pick, and somehow Cameron Boozer fell to us. So I'm hoping we get somebody different this time. So let's go see what the pick ends up being and what the best odds for it are. So we're 5th best odds, 9% chance, which is, we'll see what happens. And then Hawks via San Antonio. So the Spurs will get our pick, I believe, this offseason. So let's see how this is about to go. Let's see what happens. So we get the 2nd overall pick because of that draft night trade. So kind of hoping, like I said, we don't draft Boozer because I had him in the previous video. So if the Grizzlies took Boozer, that'd be great, but we'll see. And then the Spurs have our pick, or the Spurs have the 14th pick, I should say. I guess there's a pick swap, so which they don't want to swap with us. So 26th pick, Blazers get 3, Grizzlies number 1. Okay, so Quinn Snyder's going to remain the head coach. Do I walk away with Cameron Boozer here again? It might have to be the same thing. I mean, if we have the 2nd pick, kind of in the potential, although we could take Darren Peterson as well if we wanted to. There's a lot of different ways we can go about this, so we'll just kind of have to see what we feel is best. So don't think I'm going to make any trades before draft night. We have 2 and 26 in this draft, so that, you know, Derek Queen trade really worked wonders for us. And Peterson actually goes number 1 overall. Wow, I'm actually surprised by that. So we do indeed get to take somebody different. I have no idea how we're about to put AJ Dybantsa in this lineup, but we're not passing on the talent that is AJ Dybantsa, obviously. So we could take Dyson Daniels' brother too, which would be fun, but we're obviously not going to do that. So AJ Dybantsa is now an Atlanta Hawk, which is wild. And the Blazers, instead of taking Boozer, they take Darius. You know what? That is such a Blazers pick, honestly. That would not shock me if that were to be a real-life thing. Okay, so we have Silas here late, which honestly, him as kind of like a Kobe Buffkin replacement. I don't hate that. So I'm going to take him here at 26, and then I'll let the assistant GM take care of the 2nd-round pick. Okay, so Peterson goes 1, and AJ Dybantsa is going to go 2. Darius goes 3, and then Boozer fell all the way to number 7. Can you imagine if he fell to what? I'm just kidding. I was about to say something stupid, but never mind. Okay, so Dybantsa, Silas, and then Patrick Ngombo. All right, if that's how you say it. So I feel good about that. Trae Young declines, but we're obviously going to be looking to re-up him. Jeffries, I don't even know why he's on this team right now. And then for free agency, it's Daniels, Porzingis, and Trae Young all as free agents. So a lot of money is about to be spent, but it is money that I am willing to spend because Porzingis was great for us, and he's getting an offer from the Jazz, and obviously Trae Young is our main piece. So although I could say we could get rid of Porzingis, but I would like to, because we definitely need room for Dybantsa to play somewhere, but I don't know exactly where we're going to plan, but we will figure it out. Maybe it's Jalen Johnson that we move out of here, because you could have a Dybantsa, Ricochet duo. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. So for free agency, let's re-sign Trae Young to a deal. So he's going to get the new contract. Dyson Daniels is going to get a new contract as well from us. And Porzingis, I'd like to keep him as well. Maybe on a shorter term deal, 2 years maybe, something like that. And we are on one offer. So a lot of money, but we do want to keep this core intact. They just made it to the finals, so we'll have that going for us. Okay, so the only thing we really need to do was add AJ Dybantsa. So now the question becomes, do we trade Jalen Johnson, or do we kind of just wait for now? Because he still has, 4 years left on his deal, so we don't have to, trade him. Maybe we let AJ Dybantsa just come off the bench for a year, and then we, maybe think about it, but we'll have to see. So let's go to player progression, and let's see what Ricochet, Jalen Johnson are looking like, or we can find a way to play all of them. I don't know, but I think Dyson Daniels has to stay in the backcourt with Trae Young for the defense, and then Jalen Johnson would probably be the guy that I'd look to move if we do ever make a interesting decision like that. But Kobe Buffy is going to be playing here probably one more season, and then we're going to hope that Silas can take over that spot, and Ace Newell is starting to develop too. Okay, so let's go in the rotation for year 2. Not a whole lot of movement this offseason, but of course, when you add a top prospect plus what we already had last year, there was really no need to do anything crazy just yet. So right now we're sitting at a 4.5 perimeter centric going into the season. So Dybantsa is indeed going to come off the bench this season, which I don't hate. And also we're not going to run, we can run 10 deep for the regular season. So that puts Kobe Buffkin in, and then yeah, so that leaves like Gay out and all that. But you have Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, everybody getting like kind of balanced minutes. I obviously would like to see Trae Young get a few more minutes here. So Trae Young will get 35, and then Ricochet maybe gets 33, something like that. So I'm still not going to mess with shot tendencies. I guess we should look at them really quickly, though, to kind of see what they look like. So Trae's is a 90, Porzingis is a 75, Ricochet is an 83, and Dybantsa is a 73. So I'll leave that the way it is right now, and I will see you guys at the end of year 2. We were in the finals last year, and we start off 0-4. All right, so let's go see what it's going to look like at the end of this season. Jokic is your MVP, Boozer is your Rookie of the Year, Josh Giddey is your 6th man, Wemby's Defensive Player, Harper Most Improved, and Steph is your Clutch Player, Kidd is your Coach of the Year, and Hobson is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. So Trae Young does still make an appearance on the All-NBA third team, so averaging 25, which is great, and Daniels makes All-Defensive second team. So this season was not as successful in the regular season. Unfortunately, finished up as a play-in team, which was quite disappointing. But maybe it's kind of because of the logjam of scorers we have on the team. I'm not really 100% sure. Obviously, the band's going to be a very big focal point of what we're doing next year. That's why I feel like we probably have to kick Jalen Johnson out, which is really unfortunate because I like Jalen Johnson, but Ricochet is much younger, and he actually develops better than Jalen Johnson, which is why Johnson would be the one on the way out because he'd be playing a similar position to what Dybantsa and Ricochet will be playing. But let's just try to win a championship before we have to do all that. So we're going 90, 50 bench utilization or whatever, 40 bench utilization, and we'll see if we can win this year. So can we beat the Pacers? No, we cannot. Wow. So I was kind of hoping to beat them, and now we get to play Brooklyn. Okay, well, Chicago is awaiting us if we're able to beat the Nets, which hopefully we're able to, because going from the finals to losing in the play-in would be such a Hawks thing to do. But let's not do that. Let's be different, and we are going to get in. Okay, so Chicago is a team we did beat last year. They have AJ Mitchell now, so I guess the Thunder didn't keep him on that cheap contract they had him on, which is kind of weird. I don't know why. But okay, game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to us as well. Yeah, don't let us in unless they're about to even. Nope, 3-1. We're beating them. We're beating them. We're going to upset the first seed. I believe in it. Yep, so that's what I kind of figured. So same bracket so far. We play Cleveland, which we went to 7 with them last year. So this is going to be a tough series, but I'm up for the challenge. So game 1 goes to us as well. Game 2 goes to us, and we are just, we shouldn't have been an 8th seed. We should not have been a play-in team. We should not have been a play-in team. The Orlando Magic and the Toronto Raptors are battling it out in a game 7 right now, and we get the Toronto Raptors in the conference finals. Dallas and Minnesota, same thing on the other side. So game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to them. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4, they even it up. Let's go to a game 5, and let's see if we can make it happen. So game 5, 2-2. We're fixing the rotation up. As I was saying, game 5 to take the 3-2 lead to try to get back to the NBA Finals here. So we're in Toronto. They've had the lead most of the game, and it looks like they are going to take care of business here. Okay. So unfortunately for us, it's 3-2, and now we have to try to find a way backs against the wall to get back in this and force a game 7. So we go home at least for a game 6. This to force a game 7 back to Toronto. Let's see if we're able to do it. It's a close game so far. We take it. Can we hang on? And we will. 124 to 128. That's beautiful. And now, which Dybantsa is starting, I just noticed. So that's interesting. But all right, game 7 on the road in Toronto. We take the lead, but they are right behind us. Can we hang on? I think we're going to the finals 2 years in a row. But now the issue is it going to be the Mavericks? It is going to be the Mavericks. So they beat us last year in 5. We've added Dybantsa to this team now. Will that make anything different? They're up 1-0. We even it up. Game 3 is going to go to us. Game 4 is going to go to them. Okay, so already we're doing much better than last year, which is a great sign. They want to put Dybantsa back in. But Dybantsa and Ricochet is going to be our starting, forward duo next year for sure. But all right, for now, we're just kind of focused on what we have going on. Let's see if we're able to take them and take the 3-2 lead. No. So they're going to take the 3-2 lead here. Okay. We got a game 5 or game 6, I should say, in Atlanta to force a game 7. This is a big moment right now. We have to force a game 7, and we're going home empty-handed again. And a game 7 is indeed happening. Okay. This is the dream scenario. Game 7 to win a championship. Autosave is on because this is a game we might be jumping into. Well, let's fix rotation how they see fit. They want to put Ricochet back in, which I'm totally fine with. 8-man rotation to win a championship in year 2. We played Dallas last year, and now we get to play them here again. We start off hot in the first quarter, but still never going to feel comfortable in this game with Dallas right there, and they are going to make it an interesting fourth quarter. Okay, so we're down 8 with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. I think we may have blew it. We had the lead, and then the third quarter struck, and we were just in trouble. So that's going to be 2 years in a row where the Dallas Mavericks have beaten us in the NBA Finals, which is just super disappointing. If it would have been closer, I would have jumped in, but it was just going to be a waste of time. So Mavericks beat us in 7. They beat us in 5 last year. Dallas has 2 championships in a row. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we have to give the keys to Dybantsa, I think, this next season. We're getting closer, as we're all aware. So we got, let's see, Doc Rivers, Tyronn Lue. I mean, I'm going to get Quinn Snyder back. He's got us to the finals 2 years in a row. And now let's head to draft night. So on draft night, I think we're going to trade Jalen Johnson. We're going to trade Jalen Johnson. I like Jalen Johnson a lot, but we have to acknowledge that I think it may be important to have Dybantsa and Ricochet as our starting front court next year, or starting forward duo, I should say. And obviously, Ricochet is going to be paid soon. So This sucks, but it is what it is. This is going to be kind of like a cap save thing and also free up minutes for Dybantsa sort of thing. So, yeah, as much as I hate this, I think it's almost necessary to do. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do this trade with the Los Angeles Lakers where we get Rui Hachimura and Jaden Quaitnitz. Jaden Quaitnitz should be a really good piece to add to this team at that power forward spot. Going to be a backup in his second season. We do have to trade the 28th pick, though, which I would prefer not to if we could get out of here without trading the 22nd or 28th pick. Don't really want to have to do that. So, second, they want to do a swap. So, we actually get the best. Okay, I'm cool with that. So, we get a pick swap in 2028 where we get the best. That's fine. So, we'll do that. At least I think I read that correctly. The 2028 swap best. Yeah, so we got it going on there. So, love that. And then Trae Young, Kobe Buffkin, Dyson Daniels, and Alexander Walker. Now, we're going to have Riche move to power forward, and then we'll have Rui move to the 3, and then Gay will be walking, and Newell will, we'll see what happens. So we'll just kind of see who jumps up in dev, or not dev trade, this doesn't matter, but who jumps up in overall. So we got Samuel Jackson, Kelly Marshall, Joe Smith. I mean, I don't really know any of these guys, and I can't imagine any of them play a pivotal role to our rotation next year. So Harrington actually probably was the best player we could have taken there. So we'll accept Ngumbo, and we'll probably decline Krejci. I don't think there's any need to keep him now. Buffkin, we're probably not bringing back either, unfortunately. We got Silas for that kind of role, and yeah, we're not letting any of these. We're probably not bringing any of these guys back, honestly. So we're gonna announce every single one of these guys. Buffkin couldn't go to a new team, unfortunately, too. I just don't think it was ever gonna work. Okay, so we're gonna hope that Demery's gonna take a huge jump, and then we're gonna have Dybantsa, Riche, but obviously, like I said, this will be figured out. So let's just go straight to player progression because there's nothing I plan on doing in free agency. Basically, the addition by subtraction was just getting Dybantsa more of a bigger role next year, and then Riche is going to have a bigger role now. So Dybantsa's already an 89. So he might even already be better than Jalen Johnson ever was going to be, unfortunately. So I forgot we traded Jalen Johnson to the Lakers, which pairing them with Luka, I mean, they're both the same overall. But obviously, Dybantsa is a fraction cheaper at the moment because of his rookie contract. So you got to feel good about that. We have an 89. But that's 5 89s overall across the board and plus, and then, you know, we got Trey up to a 90, or sorry, Riche is a 90, or was it Riche? Yeah, it is Riche. So Trae Young's the 89 and Riche is a 90. Okay, well, let's go into this next season, third season, 2 finals appearances, empty-handed both times. His third time the charm will be the ultimate question. So Power Rank has us 8th overall, and we're only a 4-star perimeter centric at the moment. But we got Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Dybantsa, Riche, Okongwu, Porzingis, Rui Hachimura, Jaden, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. But of course, running a 9-man rotation. So 9-man rotation for this season. So Asa Newell and Demery are not getting minutes. But if guys foul out, those guys will immediately jump in and play some minutes. We are now up to a 4.5 perimeter centric. So we've given the keys to Dybantsa to start the 3, and Riche starting the 4 now. So we'll see how this is about to go. I can't wait to see if this team can go on and win it all this year. Is third time truly the charm? Well, we are about to find out. So the Ops best player gets MVP at the end of this one. Flag is your MVP. Stokes Rookie of the Year. Derek Queen 6th man. Wemby Defensive Player. AJ Dybantsa wins Most Improved 27 and 6. Sam's your Clutch Player. Kid is your Coach of the Year. So the Mavericks continue to be great. But man, if we see them again, we have to hope that we take them down this time. But hopefully we don't even have to see them. I feel like we're good in the East, like John Morant once said about the West, but we're going to have to see first and foremost if that is the case. We are the first seed, so we're back as the first seed. I don't know what that plan thing was about last year, but you had 27 from Trae Young, 23 from Riche, and 20 from Dybantsa, 13 for Porzingis, and then 11, 10, 8, 8, and 5. So is this going to be our year? Dallas is the first seed on the other side. Let's find out. So Indiana is going to be our first round matchup. Do they have Jarris Walker starting at center? I mean, they did lose Miles Turner, so like that doesn't, I mean, would that work? I don't know. I don't think it would, but okay. I mean, if we lose to the Pacers without a 5, it would be interesting, but we sweep them, so we're off to a good start. Okay, so Brooklyn's our next round matchup, which they have Toyori, Jalen. Oh my gosh, can you imagine a trio of Jalen Green, Porter, and Cam Thomas? That would actually be kind of wild. Be really wild. So game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to us. Game 3 is going to go to us. And so far, we're good in the East, like John Morant said about the West. Okay, so Cleveland. We were able to beat them twice now in this video. So it would be something if they're, you know, if they're... Oh, wow, the Mavericks lost too, so we don't have to deal with them. But let's beat the Cavs first. So game 1 is going to go to Cleveland. I was about to say, we've beaten Cleveland twice, so it would be kind of funny. Actually, it wouldn't be funny at all if they beat us this time, but it's not going to happen. So we only lost 1 game in the East, and Memphis might be our matchup in the West, and we might be seeing John Morant. Wow, it is John Morant. So John Morant versus Trae Young. So Memphis is not a team I often see make it to the finals, but here they are. I mean, they did draft Darren Peterson, who's probably a stud right now for them, and John Morant's their backcourt. So, yeah, I mean, if the Grizzlies lock out and get a high lottery pick, which I'm not really sure they'll be bad enough for that. I guess it kind of depends on their health and whatever. And I won't go there. But okay, let's see if we can win the finals after not having to see the Mavericks. Third time here. Game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 goes to them. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4. Oh, bro. No way we just got here. We didn't even... Yeah, it's first time. Like, hey, we didn't have to deal with good old Dallas. But now Memphis is going to be the problem in the finals. Unless we come back from 3-1. Which, at least, let's just one game at a time, right? So we're going to win Game 5. So we just got to win one more and a Game 7 can happen. The Game 6 on the road in Memphis. Can we make it happen? So they've had the lead most of the game. We take it. Can we run with it now? And it looks good so far, and we will hang on. Okay, so Game 7. We are not dead. Game 7 in Atlanta to win a championship after being down 3-1 to the Grizzlies. Did we do all that just to lose in Game 7? It's going to be a close game at the end here. We got to jump in. We have to jump in. Actually, it looks like we took it. So we came down from 3-1 and beat them, which is just beautiful stuff. So let's jump in anyway and get some gameplay to end this one off. 1:35 left on the clock. Let's put this one away. So thankfully, it's not a close game where I have to... Well, I would be watching if it was a close game, and then I'd be heartbroken. Can I get... Oh, I misclicked it. Damn. Okay. Well, that would have been a nice lob, but unfortunately, I misclicked. Okay. So John Morant is going to try to take it down. He's going to give it to Santi Aldama. John Morant's got Trae Young guarding him. He's going to take it to the basket. Riche, nice defense, and we're going to get a stop there. So we got both our bigs on the floor, which I think Porzingis and Okongwu could absolutely play together at times, which is going to be really fun for the Hawks, which is why I like some of the lineups they can throw on the floor. They're going to leave me wide open with Trae Young, and I'm going to knock down the mid-range, so we'll do that. 106-124. Trae Young with 22 points in the night. Peterson's trying to check in, but at this point, with less than a minute on the clock, the Grizzlies should know they are absolutely cooked, and John Morant's going to get a layup. So it's going to be, what, a 16-point game if I can do quick math. So, all right, let's see if we can just cook John Morant out of his ankles here with Trae Young. Trying to make something happen here. Let's see. I'm going to try to do some crazy stuff to John Morant right now. Let's see. Can I do it? No, I can't. Let's just get out of there. Porzingis, 3 in the corner. Maybe? Nope, not quite. Okay. So is that Robert Williams? It is. I like the idea of Robert Williams in Memphis, but he's still a Blazer right now. So that's Gigi Jackson, I think, attacking. And that's not going to go anywhere. So John Morant's going to... Oh, spin move. But Dyson Daniels is there, but it doesn't matter. Great finish by John Morant. But at the end of the day, the game is over. So who's the true winner, right? So we're going to take it home here at State Farm Arena and get the Hawks a championship. And that's going to be a beautiful way to end this one. 2 finals appearances. Third one's the charm. Hopefully, by the time you're seeing this, no crazy moves have happened in the NBA, especially not for Atlanta, because that would just mean you guys would never have seen this video. But I'm going to end it there, guys. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next one. Feel free to watch the championship celebration if you would like to. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.